From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
I was crying tears of joy when I found out.
After nearly 50 years, Roe v. Wade is officially overturned. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. That decision announced today from the U.S. Supreme Court.
In a moment, we're going to have reaction from Nebraska leaders, and we're going to be live from a protest being held right here in Lincoln. But first, ABC's Justin Finch is at the Supreme Court with the latest on this decision.
Law enforcement at the ready outside the U.S. Supreme Court, where crowds have been gathering after word the court has overturned Roe v. Wade. The decision evoking different reactions from anti-abortion and abortion rights activists.
Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
President Joe Biden blasting the decision, calling it out of step from the views of most Americans. Inside the Capitol, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi weighed in, and House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy showed support.
It's a slap in the face to women about using their own judgment to make their own decisions about their reproductive freedom.
Americans celebrate this historic victory because we know it will save the lives of millions of children.
For a near half-century, abortion has been a constitutional right, now overturned by the court's 6-3 conservative majority. In Jackson, Mississippi, the state at the center of the challenge to Roe v. Wade, mixed reaction.
I'm grateful to the Lord that Roe v. Wade has been overturned.
Women without means will suffer.
26 states are poised to severely restrict or outlaw abortion. 13 have so-called trigger laws banning abortion upon the court's decision to strike it down. Republican Senator Susan Collins calling out Justices Gorsuch and Kavanaugh, saying that their votes are inconsistent with views expressed on abortion rights and Roe v. Wade in their Supreme Court nomination hearings. And now across the U.S., Democrat-led states are expanding abortion access. Outside the U.S. Supreme Court, Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Now reaction on the local level.
Governor Ricketts today saying the Supreme Court's decision restores the rights of people.
Matters like this are supposed to be regulated at the state, and that's what the Supreme Court said today. There's no constitutional right to an abortion. So elected officials who are held accountable by the people are the ones who should be making these decisions. So it's a constitutional correct decision that gives people back their rights. So this is actually restoring rights back to the people. And then, of course, it gives us here the opportunity in Nebraska to do more to protect preborn babies, which I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to do that.
The governor says nothing is going to change in Nebraska right away. However, lawmakers are expecting a special session to be called at some point to consider legislation banning abortion in the state. We're also hearing tonight from Senator Patty Panzine Brooks and Senator Mike Flood.
They're both running in next week's special election to fill Jeff Fortenberry's seat in the U.S. House. So let's hear from them.
This is a somber day. I am angry. I am sad. I am mostly angry. I'm angry that my daughter no longer has the same rights that I have had.
We have to have a strong voice for the unborn child. And that not only do we have to protect unborn children from the practice of abortion, but we have to build a state and a nation that celebrates a cultural life. That means providing prenatal care to low-income women. That includes making sure that women that find themselves in an unwanted pregnancy have the support that they need, have the job support and the child care support they need to deliver a healthy child.
Now tomorrow, Flood, along with other pro-life leaders, will be holding a rally to celebrate the Supreme Court's decision. It's at 9 a.m. at the Nebraska GOP headquarters on N and 16th Street. As for what this really means for folks here in Nebraska,
abortion is still legal in the state, but that is expected to be challenged as soon as this summer. Channel 8's Yosef Nasser has all of the details as we cover the state. Yosef?
Yes, Rod and Megan, as we know, today's Roe v. Wade decision put abortion rights in the hands of states as opposed to the federal government. Now take a look at this map from Politico. 16 states had some sort of trigger ban in place that activated with the Roe v. Wade reversal. Nebraska is not one of them. Joni Albrecht's trigger bill fell short earlier this year, but it can be expected that legislation banning abortion could be introduced as soon as this year in a special session.
we're hoping that Nebraska will pass legislation to protect every single human life. That could be in a special session later this summer or fall, or it could be during next year's legislative session.
We're going to build off that momentum of stopping that trigger ban. Regardless of what the Supreme Court decision was, we can do that, and we've been building for that.
The next question is if a special session will be called to attempt the passage of an abortion ban, or if this will be delayed until January at next year's legislative session. Several Nebraska lawmakers, including Adam Morfeld and Megan Hunt, have gone to Twitter to say they are expecting one to be called. That 2-vote margin looms large in that conversation. Is there a piece of legislation that can be introduced to get those 33 votes? More on this tonight at 6 and 10.
Yosef, thank you very much for bringing us that local angle. Now, some protests are taking place right here in the capital city tonight. One is underway outside of the county city building.
Another starts at 5:30 in South Lincoln, and Channel 8's Ariana Martinez joins us live now with more on that. Ariana?
Yes, Rod and Megan, I'm live out here in South Lincoln off of South 14th Street ahead of the protest that's scheduled today at 5:30, which is the Block the Ban at the ballot box. And right now I'm here with Jane Clubb, the chairwoman of the Democratic Party here in Lincoln. So tell me, what are we planning to do here today at 5:30, and what is your message to anyone watching right now?
We really wanted to meet this moment with action and connect with voters that we can block the ban at the ballot box. So we're going to have yard signs of candidates, vote by mail applications, information about voting and voter registration, because we really didn't want to have people be sad and depressed, because we all are at this very hurtful action. We wanted action. So people are going to be donating diapers and feminine products as well that will donate to local shelters.
Perfect. And tell us exactly where we're at and who's welcome.
We are at 1409 Old Farm Road in Lincoln, and anybody's welcome. So if you want to come get a yard sign for Democratic candidates, donate items, please come out and get a vote by mail application. We can meet this moment with action.
Perfect. Thank you, Jane, for speaking with us today. And remember, this protest starts at 5:30 and it's scheduled to go until 7 o'clock tonight. Reporting live in Lincoln, Ariana Martinez, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Ariana. Planned Parenthood, representing North Central states, called today horrible and devastating.
They say that the well-being of women is in danger after the Supreme Court's decision.
These are not decisions that should lie with politicians. These are decisions that are medical and should be made by medical professionals in concert with their patients. We're going to be faced with a public health emergency.
Parenthood said abortion remains legal in Nebraska, and they plan to continue to keep their doors open and fight for reproductive rights in the state.
And of course, World News Tonight with David Muir. We'll have much more on this coming up after this newscast. For now, though, let's check in with John and get the latest with your first forecast. John?
Yeah, not too bad of a day outside. Temperatures a little bit on the cooler side, or at least it's feeling cooler out there. We've got a lot of clouds beginning to build in. We've even had a few scattered showers developing over the last couple hours right along the I-80 corridor. Taking a live look to the west-northwest from Honda of Lincoln on the southwest side of town right now, and you can see the clouds that we have in place. And here are what some of the scattered showers look like. Again, right along I-80 is where this is all happening, from York back to the east of Lincoln right now. We're also watching thunderstorms trying to develop over the northern portion of the state, although most of the activity is going to be up into portions of South Dakota. That's where there is a severe thunderstorm watch tonight, but we will be watching for a few isolated strong storms, or maybe even a severe storm out to the west and over the north central part of the state as we go into the evening hours. It's 82 in Lincoln, but yet warmer down towards Beatrice. And look at Hebron, 88 degrees. It's 86 degrees in Grand Island and 86 in Kearney. So wherever we've had the clouds from the showers, that's holding our temperatures down a fair amount this afternoon. For this evening, we'll keep skies mostly cloudy. 84 degrees at 6, 82 at 8, 79 degrees by 10 o'clock. We'll continue with a chance for some showers overnight tonight. There will be some rain for the start of the weekend, but not all weekend long. In fact, the second half of the weekend looks fantastic. The details coming up in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, thank you, John. And coming up, very busy day in the nation's capital. Lawmakers in the U.S. House have passed the most significant gun legislation in decades.
That and your weekend forecast right after the break.
1 month ago today, a shooter killed 19 children and 2 teachers in Uvalde, Texas.
And today, Congress passed the most sweeping gun bill in 30 years. ABC News' Alexis Christoforous has more on the historical piece of legislation.
The motion is adopted.
Lawmakers in the House have passed the most significant gun legislation in decades.
The motion is adopted.
The House vote coming a day after 15 Senate Republicans joined Democrats to provide new tools to deter mass shootings following deadly attacks around the nation.
This legislation will protect our schools, protect our communities, and safeguard the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens.
The $13 billion package will enhance background checks for buyers under 21, prevent partners convicted of domestic violence from purchasing a gun, and provide funding for gun violence prevention programs, school security, and mental health. But the package falls short of President Biden's proposals, including reinstituting a ban on assault-style weapons and universal background checks.
It isn't everything we would have liked to see in legislation. It takes us down the road, the path to more safety, saving lives. Let us not judge the legislation for what it does not do, but respect it for what it does.
The Senate vote came the same day the Supreme Court ruled that New York State's limits on carrying concealed handguns in public is unconstitutional.
We cannot allow New York to become the wild, wild west. That is unacceptable.
The High Court ruling impacts at least 6 other states with similar carry and conceal laws, including California and Massachusetts. That landmark congressional gun legislation now heads to President Biden's desk, where he is expected to sign it into law. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
Some clouds building in this afternoon. That will be the case as we go through the evening and through the overnight. And we're going to see a fair amount of clouds as we go through the weekend as well, along with some slightly cooler temperatures. We're taking a live look from Southeast Community College. There were a few raindrops on the lens a little while ago as we've had a few showers passing through the city. With 79 degrees there at Southeast Community College, 81 degrees at Spirit Park just south of there. It's 82 in Yankee Hill. On the south side of town, or at least along Yankee Hill Road. It's 82 degrees at the airport right now, the northwest side of town. 86 in Beatrice. We've hit 88 degrees in Hebron. 86 in Grand Island, 87 degrees in Hastings, and 86 in Kearney right now. For the rest of this evening, our temperatures will be slow to fall. We're not going to drop terribly much tonight. Dew points are higher, just as we've been projecting all week, in the low 70s. So that's going to hold our temperatures up just a little bit tonight. Lows should drop into the upper 60s to lower 70s as a cold front begins to move into the area. Now, ahead of the front tonight, we've got some showers that have developed. Very light showers right now, going from York down along I-80 towards Lincoln and then further off to the east. Over the last hour, you can see how these are all moving from west to east across the state right now. Getting a little bit closer to Lincoln, and you can see how we've had a few of these showers passing over the capital city. Now moving out towards the Waverly area, also just to the north of Eagle. We will keep a chance for a few widely scattered showers in the forecast for the rest of this evening. There's more activity back out to the west. In fact, a severe thunderstorm warning now for northern Cherry County. Most of the severe weather is expected to be up into South Dakota, where there is a severe thunderstorm watch. You can see, though, more numerous showers beginning to develop out to the west. We'll keep an eye on those. There could be an isolated severe storm as we go through the rest of the evening. I think overnight, though, we'll just be dealing with some showers. Stormcast has been struggling with these showers that are developing ahead of it. We will keep a chance for some rain around here this evening as well. Again, most of you will remain dry. Through the overnight hours, I think we'll probably see a few more showers than what Stormcast is suggesting. And then tomorrow morning, we'll have a chance for some showers developing, especially, I think, mid to late morning across the area. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and you'll see these showers beginning to move in from the west and beginning to expand in coverage. Stormcast is trying to hang on to them into the early afternoon. I think that's probably just a little long. I think most of these showers should be out of here by the noon hour, then quickly pushing off to the east. And we should have a dry afternoon and into the evening, because at that point a cold front's coming through. You'll notice the humidity begins to dip as well as we go through the afternoon. Temperature-wise tomorrow, 83 degrees for a high in Lincoln, 82 in Seward, 83 in Beatrice. We'll see mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Winds will begin to pick up, especially in the morning as that cold front begins to move in. We could have some gusts to 35 miles per hour initially. By afternoon, I think we're talking gusts to 25 miles per hour. I mentioned the humidity tomorrow beginning to drop. You'll notice tomorrow morning we'll start with dew points in the upper 60s, and then those start to drop as that cold front passes, and we start seeing some cooler, drier air coming in from back behind that. Hey, just to let you know, know, Ham Radio Field Day for amateur radio is going on tomorrow at many locations around southeast Nebraska, specifically in Lincoln. If you want to go out and learn something about amateur radio or ham radio, you can go out all day long. In fact, they're setting up today, and they'll be going all night, all day tomorrow, and again all night tomorrow night into Sunday morning. At 4420 Northwest 41st Street, you can go out there. If you want to learn something about ham radio, or maybe you just want to give it a try, you can sit there and work with a licensed amateur radio operator. I'll be there at some point tomorrow night because it's fun to get on the radios and talk all across North America to people. You'll see temperatures in the 80s. I think better weather as we head towards the evening after we get some of those showers out of the way. 7-day forecast, 79. Sunday looks fantastic. Breezy, mostly cloudy. Again, temperatures in the 70s and much lower humidity, down to 54 degrees by Monday morning. We start warming our temperatures back up next week, especially starting on Wednesday as we're back in the low 90s. Mid-90s around here on Thursday with an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Better chances for rain Friday and again Saturday morning. And right now, maybe a chance for some rain early next Sunday morning. But right now, 4th of July looks to be dry with temperatures in the mid-80s.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to those more mild temperatures this weekend. I love summertime, but I don't need to go out there and cook, just to be outside.
I'm not going to hate it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
You've only been asking for how many weeks?
I know, I know. All right, thank you, John. Hey, if you need something to do on this beautiful weekend, we've got you covered.
Everything from a free movie, a music festival, and much more. Here are the details. Just up the interstate at Charles Schwab Stadium, the College World Series is in its last weekend. Oklahoma and Ole Miss square off for the best-of-3 finals. Game 1 is Saturday at 6 p.m. Game 2 is Sunday at 2 p.m. If necessary, Game 3 is Monday at 6 p.m. Eagle, Nebraska is hosting its annual Eagle Fun Day this Saturday. Attendees can expect a jam-packed day starting at 7 a.m. with breakfast and ending with a fireworks show, with everything in between like a car show, a parade, a mini carnival, and more. Lincoln Parks and Rec is bringing another installment of their Movies in the Park series. Tonight at 9, Disney's Encanto is showing at the F Street Community Center. Pack up your lawn chairs and blankets, maybe a couple of snacks, and enjoy some fresh air and a family-friendly entertainment. This week is Pollinator Week, and the Elkhorn Valley Museum in Norfolk is celebrating with a pollinator party on Sunday. A $5 wristband gets you access to the museum along with a bounce house, arts and crafts, popsicles, and some pollinator swag. The party starts at 2 p.m. and ends at 5 p.m. Flatwater Music Festival is back for another year at Prairie Loft. Tonight and tomorrow, locals and tourists can be found in Hastings, listening to music, enjoying local food and brews, and playing games with other community members. Tickets are $10 a day, but kids under 10 are free. And a little further west in North Platte, Nebraska Land Days is wrapping up this weekend, culminating in 2 highly anticipated concerts. Tim McGraw is playing tonight at 7, and tomorrow at 7 is Miranda Lambert. Enjoy the carnival rides and foods beforehand and the pavilion party after.
A lot of fun stuff going on this weekend.
You bet.
Hey, a huge positive gains on Wall Street today. The Dow skyrocketing over 800 points. NASDAQ also jumping 375. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Finally tonight, from the discovery of a lifetime to beating the heat.
These stories from the animal kingdom are the perfect way to round out your week. Britt Conway, who has a great last name, has more in tonight's Take a Look at This.
A new record has been set in Florida, but warning, if you suffer from ophidiophobia, that's fear of snakes, close your eyes. This 215-pound Burmese python, found and removed by the Conservancy of Southwest Florida, is the largest snake ever found in the state. They got this monster by putting transmitters on smaller male snakes, which led them to their record-breaking discovery.
We already had National Geographic here when we did the first phase of the necropsy, and they counted with us 122 developing eggs.
They also found bobcat claws in the snake's stomach. This is one discovery Indiana Jones would not want to make.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
If you're one of the many millions across the country experiencing abnormally high temperatures, you know you'll do anything to beat the heat. And you're not alone. Zoos are also finding unique and, I must say, very cute ways to help their residents cool off, like these adorable otters enjoying an ice bath at the Portland Zoo. And in Texas, Timothy the hippo made a discovery of his own, a passion for popsicles. Timothy tried the tasty treat at the San Antonio Zoo and was seen delightfully devouring the colorful dessert on land and in the water too. I guess you could say that's one hungry, hungry hippo. For Take a Look at This, I'm Britt Conway.
Some good ideas there to beat the heat, right?
I love popsicles.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what flavors the hippo would like.
Yeah, it was like different colors. Maybe it was multiple flavors to keep it interested.
Sure.
I'm going to guess it wasn't cherry, grape, or lime or anything like that. So I'm going to guess it's probably like lettuce, tomato, or something else.
Yeah.
Hey, around here this evening, a few scattered showers around the area still, mainly over northern Lancaster County, also back in northern portions of Seward County. These are all moving from west to east right now. And this is most of the action we've got going on at the moment. We'll keep a chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm in the forecast through the evening, and really for that matter through the overnight. Although that being said, most of you will remain dry tonight. 84 degrees at 6, 82 degrees by 8 o'clock, and 79 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. We'll see our temperatures staying on the mild side, lows only in the low 70s tonight, so it should be on the mild, if not warm side. But we've got some nicer weather coming our way tomorrow. A cold front comes through, and that's going to bring in some drier, less humid air for especially the second half of the weekend. Watch out for some gusty winds tomorrow morning and still a chance for some showers.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you all so much for joining us.
World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, we build each mattress specifically for you right here in our locally owned store. We can even make his side different than hers, backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Dear gas prices, my lineup brings serious savings. We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Get 1.75% APR on 5 of Toyota's 2022 hybrids and 7 of Toyota's fuel-efficient gas models. Toyota, let's go places.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
I'm Roy Christensen, and I've been helping people hear better for over 30 years because here at Christensen Hearing Analytics, we believe that better hearing is better living. We have the solutions you need, so don't be left out of the conversation. Write the happy ending to your hearing story by contacting Christensen Hearing Analytics today.
Residents
inflation, higher prescription drug prices, and a Supreme Court assault on women's rights, Nebraskans need a champion now. On June 28th, we can send Patty Pansing Brooks to Congress to stand up for us. Patty Pansing Brooks has always been a champion for Nebraska, protecting our farms, families, and small businesses.
I'm Patty Pansing Brooks, and I approve this message because I'm the only candidate for Congress who will defend women's rights and fight inflation. Please vote on June 28th.
Dear gas prices, my lineup brings serious savings. We got this. Toyota hybrids.
Get 1.75% APR on 5 of Toyota's 2022 hybrids and 7 of Toyota's fuel-efficient gas models. Toyota, let's go places.
Fly through LNK, a zero-stress, hassle-free airport.
Tonight, history made at the Supreme Court. The court overturning Roe v. Wade. A 6-3 vote, the conservative justices overturning Roe, a 50-year precedent, abortion rights protected across this country until now. Tonight, deciding to uphold Mississippi's abortion law and overruling Roe v. Wade. Tonight, President Biden declaring it a sad day for the court and the country, calling it a tragic error, and saying the decision shows how extreme the court has become. The court turning abortion rights to the states to decide. Tonight, 13 states with so-called trigger laws, immediate laws that ban abortion, now set to go into effect. Missouri and Oklahoma among the first states tonight with those bans already taking effect. 26 states now preparing to ban or severely restrict abortion. Demonstrators on both sides rallying at the Supreme Court and across the country. ABC's Terry Moran at the court tonight, and ABC's Rachel Scott with women from all over this country on both sides of the debate. Some outraged that this is no longer a private decision between them and their doctor. Others who say they have fought for this moment for 50 years. The political battle to come, former President Trump, who appointed 3 conservative justices to the court, tonight taking credit for the court overturning Roe. And tonight, Republican Senator Susan Collins, who supports abortion rights, now saying she was misled by Justices Gorsuch and Kavanaugh. Tonight, what those justices said about Roe before being confirmed to the court. And Mary Bruce this evening on how both parties now believe this issue will be front and center in this year's midterms. The dividing lines clear across this nation, sometimes opposing views within the same family. Mothers and daughters who disagree. Deborah Roberts on that tonight. The other major news this Friday night, the first major piece of federal gun reform in nearly 30 years. The bipartisan agreement from the Senate now passing the House, awaiting the president's signature. The major headline from Ukraine tonight, where the Ukrainians are now pulling out. And the remarkable find tonight, the world's deepest shipwreck, a U.S. Navy destroyer, the underwater video, and where it's been found.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Friday night. And we begin tonight with the historic and sweeping ruling from the Supreme Court. The conservative majority by a 6-3 vote overturning Roe v. Wade, the right to choose abortion that had stood for half a century in this country, a nearly 50-year precedent. The court now turning the issue over to the states, and tonight 13 states that already had so-called trigger laws on the books already banning abortion set to go into effect immediately. 6 states now banning abortion, Missouri and Oklahoma among them. And in all, 26 states plan to ban or severely restrict abortion now. Tonight, these images coming in from across the country, the demonstrations and protests, these images from New York City, Washington Square Park at this hour. And outside the Supreme Court, crowds growing all day, one side declaring victory, the other side in disbelief that this is no longer a decision protected across this country between a woman and her doctor. Abortion rights opponents celebrating a victory 50 years in the making. Abortion rights supporters stunned that a 50-year precedent has been overturned, now vowing to fight this. A Mississippi law at the heart of this case, a ban on abortions after 15 weeks, the court upholding that law, and 5 of the justices going further, overturning Roe. Justice Samuel Alito writing for that majority, saying the Constitution does not confer a right to abortion under protections for liberty or privacy. Justice Stephen Breyer writing for the dissent, saying this is based on nothing more than the fact that 3 new justices appointed by Donald Trump passed decisive votes to overturn Roe, and that this decision opens potential challenges now to other settled rights in this country, including contraception and same-sex marriage. And tonight, the map here, those 26 states that now plan to take action to restrict or ban abortion, including those 13 states with immediate trigger laws. And all of this playing out tonight, despite the polling in this country that shows a majority of Americans believe abortion should be legal. A recent ABC News poll showing 70% of Americans believe this is a decision that should be between a woman and her doctor. Tonight, the reaction swift. President Biden calling this a sad day for the court and the country, calling the decision a tragic error. Former President Trump calling it the biggest win for life in a generation, taking credit for overturning Roe. Speaker Pelosi saying this is a slap in the face for women. Women today have less freedom than their mothers did, she said. Tonight, we will hear from all sides. Rachel Scott, Mary Bruce, Deborah Roberts, all standing by. But we begin tonight with Terry Moran, who has covered the Supreme Court for years, and he's at the court tonight.
At the Supreme Court today, an historic upheaval. In a sweeping ruling that overturned a half a century of precedents, 5 justices ended the right of American women to choose abortion under the Constitution. The court upheld Mississippi's ban on abortions after 15 weeks by a 6-3 vote, and 5 of those justices went even farther, voting to overturn Roe v. Wade itself. Today's opinion is nearly identical to the draft that leaked from the court last month. Justice Samuel Alito rejecting the 1973 landmark ruling in Roe, scorning the idea that the Constitution protects a right to choose abortion. Roe was on a collision course with the Constitution from the day it was decided, Alito wrote. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. Chief Justice John Roberts joined the conservative majority in upholding the Mississippi law, but he insisted the court did not need to overturn Roe. Instead, he searched for some middle ground, pleading. None of this, however, requires that we also take the dramatic step of altogether eliminating the abortion right first recognized in Roe. And from the liberal wing, a scathing, agonized dissent. Justice Stephen Breyer arguing that Alito's ruling is based on nothing more than the fact that 3 new justices appointed by Donald Trump, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, cast decisive votes to overturn Roe. Neither law, nor facts, nor attitudes have provided any new reasons to reach a different result than Roe did. All that has changed is this court, Breyer wrote. And in the dissent's last line, Breyer, along with Justices Elena Kagan and Sonia Sotomayor, struck a somber note. With sorrow for this court, but more for the many millions of American women who have today lost a fundamental constitutional protection, we dissent. The impact of today's ruling will be immediate. 13 states have trigger laws that end access to abortion now that Roe is overturned. 13 more states are now expected to move quickly to ban abortion. Abortion rights groups are bracing for this new reality in America.
We certainly are going to be doing everything we can to maintain abortion access in the states that we expect to see coming hard at trying to ban abortion, to keep access to services as long as possible.
But for those opposed to abortion rights who have fought for this day for decades, there is victory and vindication.
We've been working on this for actually more than 50 years before Roe v. Wade, working to protect unborn children. We have certainly in the pro-life movement, a lot of support and programs, centers, pregnancy centers that will help women.
In a written statement, former President Trump calling today's ruling the biggest win for life in a generation. And Trump takes credit for recent conservative Supreme Court decisions made possible, he claims, because I delivered everything as promised, including nominating and getting 3 highly respected and strong constitutionalists confirmed to the United States Supreme Court. At the White House, President Biden warned of dire consequences as a result of this decision.
With Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk. It was 3 justices named by 1 president, Donald Trump, who were the core of today's decision to upend the scales of justice and eliminate a fundamental right for women in this country.
Former President Barack Obama tweeting, the Supreme Court not only reversed nearly 50 years of precedent, it relegated the most intensely personal decision someone can make to the whims of politicians and ideologues, attacking the essential freedoms of millions of Americans. And Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi accused Republicans of trying to drag women into the past.
Because of Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, and the Republican Party, their supermajority in the Supreme Court, American women today have less freedom than their mothers. What this means to women is such an insult. It's a slap in the face to women about using their own judgment to make their own decisions about their reproductive freedom.
And Terry Moran joins us from the Supreme Court tonight. And Terry, we took note that Justice Clarence Thomas today, writing a concurring opinion, calling on his colleagues to use this same reasoning to now revisit other cases like contraception and same-sex marriage based on the legal reasoning used in this particular ruling.
He sure did, David. Justice Alito insists this opinion should only apply to abortion, but the reasoning the court used to overturn Roe v. Wade, that can be used against other cases, and Justice Thomas calls on his colleague to reconsider the cases that establish the right to gay marriage, to contraception, even to private sexual conduct. In dissent, Justice Breyer warning the